The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network as she provides energetic shifts and consistent results in every area of life, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success. Many people who shift out of limiting beliefs roar with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. The truth is funny. Shift happens. Feel instant relief. Stay tuned for more fun and relieve struggle and suffering. And now, here's your host, Colette Steffen.
Hi, everyone. This is Colette Marie Steffen. You're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Network. And we're also live on Facebook today, as usual. And I am taking callers. If you want to call in, 1-800-930-2819. We love to hear from you. I am in the mood for making some energetic shifts if anyone else is also in the mood. It's been a very, very, very busy time because for me in particular, I've got such good news. Oh my God. I actually have completed, and I have it in my binder here, my new baby steps program that's going to actually I'm just so proud of it. I've been working on it all year. And then about a month ago, I had this brilliant idea and had to just sort of readjust it a bit. So it's a bit later. I'm going to have that program. It's coming out on March 17th. And that's St. Paddy's Day. And St. Paddy's Day was 4 years ago, is the anniversary that I brought out my very first Call to Dance Energetic Upgrade live event. And that was here in Kelowna. I'm so excited about it. It's just like, for me, it's just like a dream come true. I've been working on this for 15 years, this program. And it's just been it's been a great deal of work. The technology part of it, I'm getting better at. And I took my computer into London Drugs, and I want to thank you, Michael. I knew as soon as it was Michael that was going to look after my computer that all was well. Because I said to God, please send me like Archangel Michael for communication. And that's what us people who do energy work do. We get in contact with sometimes our guides. And so this man's name was Michael, and he was just so helpful. And he identified the problem that I didn't even realize I had for about 3 or 4 years, and moved me over to a new browser, and everything is working. I was just like so excited. My computer is totally different from how it was last week, and it's working, and I'm like, yay. So it was just some glitch in the system, and this computer was just the last year that it had that glitch. So I'm really, really thrilled to bring these programs out. And my face yoga, I think we've been on day 1 for a while, about 2 weeks now, and that's because I wanted to make sure that I can get the programs out and that all the technology is working, because we are in really amazing times right now. We're moving into the age of Aquarius. I'm excited about it. I feel like I'm starting to connect with people that I haven't, like from around the world, that I haven't heard from for a while, and they want to build shift. And I'm excited about it because for myself, after my squirrel mom experience last summer, I know I don't want to be a squirrel mom, but I can't leave little baby animals laying around. So I want to facilitate putting some sort of sanctuary. I heard that there is a sanctuary being built somewhere, or some people are working on it. So if you want to get in touch with me about that, I heard again, it's maybe there's always been rumors about that. I live because I have a spring going through my property. I live on the edge of this was when I moved here 8 years ago. This was a very remote area. Like you didn't even notice that there was really anything here, and there was all sorts of animals coming through here. And in that 8 years, like I ended up putting a cat run out here for my cats because I've had great horned owls raised here, which was really beautiful and also very intimidating. And there was lots of like there wasn't any songbirds in the yard that year. And then I looked after a raven bird that flew. He fell into my yard actually when the fires were happening 3 years ago. And my daughter and I sat outside, and I was determined that he wasn't going to die. And I worked on him, and we gave him water. And after about 6 hours, well, he tried after 4 hours. He made it to the top of the fence, but then he fell on the other side. I had to go get him, bring him back around, work on him some more, give him some more water. And now that raven, he and I've read this about ravens, is that if you rescue a raven, they will they can live to be like 30 years old, and they're kind of like parrots that way. And he comes every morning here now, and he starts doing this in March, and he comes here and he yells and yells at the top of the tree until I come out. And he sits there and he does this weird bird dance that birds do when they like you. And he caws and caws and caws, and then I talk to him, and he kept coming, and he's not acting like he normally does. And this morning I was out, I like to get out very early and clean up my yard. I was sweeping and that, and just getting ready for the show and tuning into the energy and what's going on in the world right now. And this bird comes, and he comes on the fence, and he's talking to me, and I'm like bobbing, and I'm like, okay. And I got like, he was trying to, animals will show me pictures, and he was trying to show me that his wing was like bothering him. And then all of a sudden he took off and he flew to show me. I know that sounds really wild, but I used to train dogs, and I showed dogs, so I understand movement. And as he flew, he was showing me that the one wing was not as even as the other. And animals quite often come to the yard here when they're in trouble. I've had deer. I had a black bear come through here. I've had, last night there was like 20 raccoons because of all the construction around here. The animals are all like freaking out, and they know I won't, like, because I don't chase animals out of my yard. And so they kind of, and there's a spring running through here. I've had ducks. I've had like mallard ducks. I've had all sorts of animals. And it really reminds me of how blessed I really am to have this ability to be in nature in this way, in this beautiful city. Like we have mountains, and we have lakes, and we have forests. And so a girl from the prairies, last week I had Anna Junker on my show, and she's written 2 children's books now. And I want to say thank you, Anna. I had so much fun with you and Marie, and calling in from Paris. It's really interesting because I did check, and I do believe that you two did meet. I don't know, that must have been 10 years ago, way back when I started teaching seminars in Vancouver. And so what I'm like, for me, from the prairies, I mean, there's beautiful, beautiful things about the prairies. Like if you've ever been in a sunset or a sunrise, or a beautiful thunderstorm and lightning, like it's just incredible. It's like you can see the lightning for miles and miles and miles, and like the most beautiful sunsets and that, because it's flat. You can also, if your dog runs away from you, you can see it running for 3 days by plane anyway. So because it's very flat. So when we come here to this, when I moved, like when I was traveling back and forth across Canada, and I came in touch with this beautiful place, I just was like, and I've traveled around the world. I had, in my 20s, that's what I made as a career choice, is traveling. And so I traveled for 10 years, and I worked 3 jobs, and then I'd travel, and then I'd work 3 jobs, and then I'd travel. So I think I made it to something like 40 countries by the time I was 30-ish, And I love that because of the culture and the difference. And so, but for someone like me, who was raised where it's really hard to grow a tree, or like I love gardening and you couldn't grow a clematis or these beautiful things here that people just sort of take for granted that they can grow. It really, like every morning I wake up here and I go and I'm just astounded. I've got woodpeckers. It's like heaven for me. And so it's kind of like, but I think it's heaven for me. I feel it's heaven for me because I wasn't raised with like a spring. I had a fake one in my yard in Saskatchewan, and it took a lot of work, and I had a pump and I built a waterfall because that's what I wanted. And I had grapes growing on an arbor and all of that. But here it's just there. It's all beautiful. And so sometimes what I'm noticing is when people go through like what we are going through right now, which is a total pull the rug out from underneath us, and now we're going to reset. I call it a reset. This is not a renormalization. We never were normal as far as I could see, or the people I know. And so it's really interesting that, and I meet a lot of people from all around the world, and I feel that I see this at many, in many cultures, in many places. It's really, really common that people could have like major tourist site in their backyard and they never go see it. And I met people in Egypt that had never, like they've been born and raised there and they have never gone to the pyramid. And it's just there. And so this is something that we need to sort of, I feel that what humanity is going through right now, it's a reset. We have to start recognizing that to be on this planet at this time is a privilege, a privilege. Kind of like driving, like there's certain rules. And if you break those rules, the privilege, it's not a right, it's a privilege. And you have to exercise certain moralities and behaviors and follow certain rules for the better of the whole. And at the same time, the individual is very important. And that's what my Baby Steps program is about. Do not for 1 second think that you're not important. No one on this planet is insignificant. There is only one you. And that's what this Baby Steps program that I've been working on for all these years, I finally feel like, okay, I'm doing it in the tiny little bites that it requires for people to be able to be in that state. And they can go back and watch it, and there'll be a video and like just a short video explaining that lesson for the day and a short little assignment to make sure you got it. And I know you did. And then we move on to the next day. And I'm just so excited about it. I'll tell you more about it. We're live on Facebook. I'm in the mood for correcting. If you have any issues that you really feel are pressing right now, please call in 1-800-930, and we'll be right back after this short message.
Learn how to RISE in business by being confident on video. Confidence coach Susan Axelrod and online business producer Pam Sullivan have teamed up bringing you a new podcast, Webcam Confidence for Women. Tune in live every first and third Friday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and stay for an open virtual presenter studio session. Offering attendees confidence on webcam, a must-have skill for every woman in business. For more information, visit volutionvirtual.com/studio.
Grace your space with flair. Dragon art to soothe your soul by Colette Marie Steffen is available now. Colette invested an average of 6 months on each painting. Her piece titled Courage took 3 years to complete. The paintings are printed with the latest technology to best capture the true essence of the paintings. Browse the 64 dragons and dragonflies and order your paintings today at talesfromthevector.com.
Juggling life's relentless demands can leave us unbalanced and restless. Do you feel stuck in the overwhelm? Diane McClay is a personal empowerment coach, author, and compassionate storyteller on a mission to boost you into balance and help you move forward with passion and purpose. Get unstuck with Diane on The Diane McClay Show every second and fourth Friday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more information about Diane, visit DianeMcClay.com.
It's your turn to reclaim your life. Experience the unmitigated joy of breathing life into your own passions, into your own purpose. With me, life coach Ricky Schwartz at myturnlifecoaching.com. In the meantime, tune into my show, My Turn Life Coaching, live every second and fourth Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Are you feeling the complexity of life? Do you feel that urge to step into something greater? Tune in to Nailed It Radio. Find your simplicity within your complexity with me, life coach Carrie Nail. Tune in each month on TransformationTalkRadio.com to discover what it means to use your full power to be the best version of yourself. Imagine stepping into the energy of saying yes to yourself and knowing you nailed it. For more information about me, visit carrienail.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Colette Marie Steffen. You're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Network, and we're live on Facebook. I'm so pumped today. I'm kind of pumped most days, you may have noticed, but I'm really, really thrilled to say that I have completed the baby steps program, like the parts, all the formatted parts that we need for our program. And that will be available for sale on March 17th. It'll be available for sale then, not till then. And we'll start promoting it, et cetera. I had some important business come up that I had to take care of. And so we're just a little bit behind. But I was thinking about when I first decided to find a way to put this out there in a way that people could do it online and do it really quick. So it's a 30-day program, and 15, 30 minutes at the most a day. The homework is coloring in most of the time. And if you color out of the lines, you won't get in trouble. Although I do have a professional color inner, and she's 7 and she's very particular. And so I was just showing my producer here, Olivia. I just have to show you one. Here's one beautiful image, because I have over 400 images at this time. This is one image that my beautiful color inner completed, and look at how beautiful she did. She's 7, and look how beautiful, she is just pouring her beautiful energy into this. And I have so much appreciation for that, because I find with, when it comes to energy work, that the more I don't mean childish, like in a temper tantrum childish way, but I mean remaining innocent to recognizing that we are working with energy and we're working with vibration. And if your heart is pure and good, sometimes it may look like things are all going haywire around you, but if your why, and here's my why accidentally fell on the floor and the glass broke. But my why has always been to share this information in a way that many, many people would get it, and to improve the way that I present it, and to empower others, to empower others, to empower others, to empower others. And that's always been my goal, because at that point in my life, when I discovered that there was something like that, I had never meditated. I had never done any yoga. I had never, I was a mom. I was very intuitive, and I come from a long line of intuitive people, but by no means and trained in any of that, or really, I had interest in it, but not like, oh, I think I'm going to go out and take 15 years of my life and share this information, because it was so profound. I was in such a challenging place when I first was introduced to this information that I really, truly believed. I went to a talk and I was like, oh, when I left, I was like, I was born to do this. And then I found out that everybody is. And that's when I realized, oh, everybody can do this. Everybody can do this. Everybody. And I was like, of course, at different degrees, right? Because just like an athletic family is really good at athletics, that's not my specialty necessarily, but my daughters are good at it. That comes from the father's side, I think. And then I know. And also, that's kind of like people have all their little special qualities. And that's when I say, you are not an insignificant dot. I mean, you are not. Like, you are significant. You have your own special energy and you have your own special knowledge. So we have a caller, I think, here. Do we, Olivia?
Yeah, we've got Diana from British Columbia. Diana, cool. You are on with Colette Marie Steffen.
Hi, Diana.
Good morning.
How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so you're on the air, and what can we do for you today? We're also live on Facebook, but they can't see you. Don't worry.
Okay, that's good. Just looking for a little bit of help in moving forward, I guess, after a breakup, I guess you would call it, a long-term relationship, and still thinking about moving into a house with some green grass to walk onto or something like that. So
okay, what I like to do, and I want to thank you so much for being so brave to call in, because this is what a lot of people are going through right now. And I just like to get a baseline from people, like a number of how much it's bothering you. So 0 is, hey, I don't care about all this. I know everything's going to be good. And 10 is like, oh, hair on fire, press the panic button, I'm freaking out. Where are you on that scale?
Oh, I'm probably at a 7.5.
Okay. Okay. And when did this happen?
Probably,
what's coming up is it's been happening a long time. Sorry, I'm not interrupting you, but I just want to tell you this. I'm not, what I'm asking is, like, this has been happening for a long time is what's coming up. But when did you decide to make that transition and end it?
About a week ago.
Okay, that's what I'm getting. Okay. So many people also. Okay. That was one of the most challenging weeks for me because there was a lot happening in my own life that was kind of like, wow, because I'm becoming, this happens to me every once in a while. And over the summer, for the last year, I've isolated myself. So I've been really working energetically a lot. And so the way I do my energy work has changed a lot, and it's way faster. And so I have to always be very careful when I'm doing energy work that I have a red light and a green light for how much that person that I'm energetically shifting and this entire audience can handle without causing them more stress. We don't need more stress right now. Okay. So what's happening is there was a lot of things happening astrologically. Number one, weakness coming up. And you're thinking this is a relationship problem. No, this is an astrological relationship problem between Pisces and Aquarius. And if you think about a 26,000 year cycle that we just moved into about 8 years ago, we're not good at being Aquarius yet. Have you noticed? Like when you get in touch with that and you get in touch with 1 year ago, okay, think about 1 year ago. It's March 10 today, is it?
Okay, yes.
Okay, can you remember what you were doing on March 10 last year?
Not really.
Because it's coming up week. Were you planning to go on a holiday or something? Because I think it was around March 10th. Oh, you what?
I just got back from a holiday.
Traveling. And
yes. Yeah.
Because I remember that I think the last holistic fair I did was on the 8th of March of last year. And then we weren't allowed to speak or to have any live events. And so it's been, I think almost maybe it's a year to the day that the government made that decision. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'd have to look that up. But traditionally, the week previous to this has been, or like the 2 weeks into this, traditionally there's a lot of students that the teachers, everybody's on high alert. It's known as a time when you have to really be careful with students. They're under so much pressure, and there's many suicidal people. And that 2 weeks before, there was a lot of people saying, I don't have anything to live for. What do I have to live for? And a lot of our younger people are very depressed because you can't imagine, like, they're on the edge of about to leave and go become, and they're told, stay home. So this has an enormous effect on people who are at the age where they're about to enter the workforce, take everything they've learned at school. This has been, out of all the people on this planet, I feel the most for the high school children and the early college people who put so much energy and effort throughout their elementary school life, and to end up like, having like no celebration. And then like now when you die, there won't be a funeral this year. And so like there's no markers is what's coming up. And this has left people very, like, usually your life is marked by celebration, like birthdays. This is just what's coming up energetically, not just in particular for you, but I'm using you, and I'm going to ask if Olivia, if we could skip the break, because I'm doing this to energetically shift people who are listening now and later, because this is a fundamental issue. When people lose their routine, like, think about when, if you're a parent and you have kids that are like, at that age where they need care, they're not old enough to look after themselves and they're in school. And then, for the summer, you have to find all these camps and all these extra, like, oh my God, if you knew how many bingos I worked at when my kids were that age. And so for all the figure skating and the taekwondo and the soccer and the, oh my God, like, it was just like the dance and the gymnastics and the, singing lessons and all of these things that you did to keep your children busy through the summer and out of trouble while you had to go to work. And so these children are very used to being very social, very determined. And what I have noticed, because back when I was raising my children, I wanted to be home with them. And so I made a lot of financial sacrifices. And so did my former partner, their father, make a lot of financial sacrifices because I wanted to raise my children myself. It was very important to me. And when I look back on it now, when I see the like that, I'd have like sometimes like 20 kids in my yard, because I had an acre in the small town we lived in, and the kids would come and play, and they could play for hours in my yard, and they all got along. And if there was a birthday party, I invited everybody from the class, and there was 20 of them. And these children were in my oldest daughter's class were all firstborn. Almost every child in the class was firstborn, and they were from very, very amazingly productive, intelligent, very talented people. Like, there was a lot. The people that lived in the small town where I was in Milestone were very dedicated to building, and the swimming pool committee and all of these things. And so when a community pulled together like that, then all of the children are being watched by everybody. and the parents have that support. And now, like, these children have been raised like this, and all of a sudden this year, I mean, if you think the rug's been pulled out from us, like, I'm talking to a lot of parents right now that their children are really depressed. And I feel so sad about it that, well, I don't feel so sad about it anymore. I was very sad for months about it, but each and every one of us can do our part by recognizing that we don't really necessarily know what other people are going through and maybe what they have had to sacrifice. And what I'm noticing right now is that this energy, this astrological energy, it's kind of like a lot of people are feeling like kind of like, and they're panicking and they can't breathe. So I just want everybody to just take a deep breath. And what I've been teaching in face yoga is just to tap lightly on your sternum here. Because if you do that, it activates your thymus behind that. And what it does is it strengthens what they refer to as the immune system. It wakens it up. So just try that. And especially if you feel like a lot of people are feeling a lot of grief, and grief as an emotion causes a lot of sinus issues, okay, which nobody wants to have right now. So we're just going to strengthen everybody to that. I just want to tune into my caller here. That was a lot of energetic shifts. Because the problem isn't you and your partner. That was a problem 3 years ago. The problem is now that you're in this world that you don't know what to do. Are you there? Caller? Olivia?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like everyone's
I couldn't hear. Okay, because I feel like she went drop deep in the zone. Okay, so can you just touch in with me? It was Diana, right? Touch in with me. And just give me a number now. When you think about starting your life, looking forward to your future.
I'm still here, Colette.
Yes, and how do you feel? What number are you at? Just quickly.
Probably still a 5.
Okay, that's not bad. So we're just going to push that energy down. You're caught in the middle, and we're going to strengthen your perception. We have another caller here, and so I'm going to take that call and see if we can build upon this. I want to thank you so much for calling in. You're expressing the fears of all ages, all cultures, all societies right now, from the people I talk to. Different age groups are all like, it's not about age. It's not about color of skin. It's about feeling like the rug's been pulled out from underneath. So we're just going to strengthen that. And thank you for calling in. Olivia, how much time do we have before the next break?
Well, if we skip the 30, we've got just about 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. We'll go to the break, and then I'll take the next caller. Do we have another caller here?
Yeah, we've got another caller.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll take the next caller, or whatever works out best for you. I'm so deep in the zone right now. I don't know what time it is.
Yeah. We're actually kind of just around the halfway mark. If you wanted to take a short break now, we could do that.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
All
and
right.
then so that I don't want to interrupt the second caller to have a break 1 minute after. Sorry, I just lost track of time here.
No worries.
Okay.
I'll follow your lead.
All right. Okay. Thank you. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Are you ready to let go of the I can'ts that are holding you down? Valerie Trujillo invites you to join her community on a mission to collectively heal as a tribe, where your vulnerability is heard and reciprocated. So tune in to Love and Light with the Crystal Blue Oracle every second and fourth Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more information about Valerie and her work, visit crystalblueoracle.com.
Let's face it, you don't love your wrinkles. You probably work out, but you have been skipping face day. Join Colette Marie Steffen for daily face yoga. You'll learn to activate and train facial muscles and reverse the visible effects of aging. Forget about expensive procedures and products that don't work. Live virtual classes every day at 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. Pacific. Sign up for Face Yoga with Colette. Visit thetruthisfunny.com.
Did you know that when we talk about the Earth's ecosystems, the most important ecosystem has been left out? We created the ecosystem approach to recapture human potential.
Find us at theecosystemapproach.org.
Join us every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time for the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Hi, this is Colette Marie Steffen, and you're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Network. We're also live on Facebook. We just had Diana call in. We've been talking about how people are adapting. Kind of like what's coming up is there's been a big storm here. And, it feels like around here, not particularly in my neighborhood because I've got major construction going on. Like the floor is rumbling right now. Because of all the construction. But for most people, life is maybe, like settling down after the storm. And now we're having to pick up the pieces and we're having to clean up. And a lot of people have been through like a major uprooting of their values, of what they thought was, a lot of people are telling me that they feel what used to be important to them. They were like, what the hell was I thinking? Partners are leaving people left, right, and center. Throughout this thing, I've been on my own, and I've had a lot of people tell me how jealous they are of me because I have my own space through this. And it can be lonely, but I don't get lonely because I like to work a lot. And this was a huge opportunity for me to take this year I was so busy, go, to come back, review. This is what nature does also. So we want to come back, calm down, breathe, review. Accept where we're at. You have to accept where you're at to get calm enough. It's kind of like when a lot of people drank too much and ate too much through this because they thought we were all going to die or something. And a lot of people are saying, oh my God, it's bikini season. Now I got to do something. And so when you're eating and drinking a whole bunch and like in that mood, you're not looking at your body to see if you're ripped, but then you quit doing that because it's bikini season and you have to go out and you're checking in the mirror every 2 seconds. Am I ripped yet? Am I ripped yet? And it doesn't work like that. So life is like that. So we all need to assess, and we need to give ourselves permission to assess ourselves from a blank canvas. Because a lot of what we thought wasn't, and a lot what we thought isn't. And that's okay. That's the way the world always has been. It's about your attitude as you approach that. And so we do have a caller. I want to see who's on and what we can do for them today.
Yeah, we've got Charlene from Prince George. Let's see.
Hi, Charlene from Prince George.
Yeah, you're on with Colette Marie Steffen, Charlene.
Hello, Colette.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah, we're on.
I can.
When we're on radio, there's a little bit of an overlap, so that's why. Okay, so it's very noisy out here in my house, so I'm like, you guys can't hear it, but like, there's about 4 bulldozers ripping up the street right now outside my house. So, so what can I do for you today?
Well, there's a couple of things, and you hit right on it there. For me, I've put on a lot of weight through the pandemic because, of course, I used food, and there was a breakup. I just married my daughter, and they broke up. They're divorcing now. So when you were talking
okay.
about
So
the
let's just
children,
stop for a second. Let's just stop for a second here. And it just really, because what you're doing is you're taking one problem and you're not solving that one problem, and then you're adding another one and another one and another one and another one and another one. And so what happens is what you're doing without realizing what you're doing is you are having a chemical reaction in your body that tells you to eat, to comfort yourself, etc. And I'm correcting this for a lot of people right now because bikini season's around the corner. Here, anyway. And so, and a lot of women, it matters to them. Like through the pandemic, a lot of women were devastated because they couldn't go and look after themselves. And I watch these videos on YouTube from North Korea. Those people are all in like they're under lockdown, and those women will risk their lives for a lipstick. So we can't underestimate how much it matters, how much our image to others matters, and especially in this day and age. So it's not unusual for someone like you, because to me, when I test, are you the most upset about the weight? No. You're upset about how you gained the weight. Does that resonate with you?
Yes.
Yeah. Like if you were out on a holiday in Mexico at an all-inclusive, dancing with nice Latin men, you wouldn't have gained the weight.
Yeah.
So the weight was not the food. The weight was the burden of putting on this beautiful, it's coming up banquet. Did you cook the food for the wedding?
No, but I did invest a lot of money in it.
Okay. Did they do as good a job as you would have done if you cooked?
Pardon me?
Do you feel that the meal was as good at the wedding as the food you would have made if you had made it yourself?
No. I did my food better.
Okay, so I'm going to explain to you what your real issue is and why you will never take this weight off, thinking that it was because of all the food you ate. Because I'm telling you, that's not your number one weakness. And so I'm correcting that for you and everybody else. Like whatever the reason was that you put on the weight, we're just going to strengthen that you would find that reason, that you would actually, but I'm going to nail it for you here. Finances and weight are very intimately connected. So psychosomatically, if you have a nice round butt, like that's your assets. And so that's why, we have all these women that are very popular right now in social media with really, and a lot of that is like, you have to have lots of money to get that padding in there, and so this is fundamentally on a psychosomatic level, people understand that people who have the ability to produce assets on a financial level usually don't have flat butts, okay? It actually physically changes the way that you look depending on if you're worried about money or not. And so there's a very close correlation between, and this is hilarious, you're not going to find it that funny, but now when you start letting go of the weight, you'll be okay. Because what happened is you felt like you spent way too much money on that food for the quality. Because I'm getting you're a good cook. And you know what ingredients cost. So you are eating to make up for the food that you didn't eat at the wedding. And then they're not even married. So what was the whole point? And so as your bank account went down, your weight went up to compensate. Yeah. Does that resonate with you?
It does. Yeah.
Okay. So looking good is a business decision. And this is what I found during the pandemic, that women, it matters, and it matters for men also. But for women, it really matters, because like if a woman, like all the newscasters, they're getting older now. So they're calling them the silver foxes, the men. And then I think it was Kate or somebody, they were saying, oh my God, she's 30. She's let herself go. And they zeroed in on one gray hair that she had on her temple. The princess of, married to the prince. Oh my God, she let herself go because she had one gray hair. So it's not your imagination that you're under this pressure. You are. So we're just going to strengthen everybody to not having to put on masks on your body. That's another thing that's coming up week. We're not allowed to have masks now. So a lot of people, I'm not religious in particular. I'm not a big fan of religion, actually. It's not my thing. Having said that, people who are used to being able to have masks who can't have masks try to put on body masks is what's coming up. That's interesting. So if you try to take that your body, your soul, and your spirit, and you take spiritual things and you try and stuff it in your body, it creates more mass. So we're just going to strengthen that. That came out of nowhere. Now, I just want to know, where are you number-wise when you think about your ability to let go of this? Like the weight in particular. When you think about your body right now, and you think about being able to let go of this extra weight you gained, what number are you at?
I'm at a 5.
Okay. And so you're sort of caught in the middle, right? Do you feel caught in the middle of, So is it family? Because it's coming up family. You feel like you're caught in the middle of a family issue. Stuck.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
I just am checking with Olivia because I'm deep in the zone. And when I get like this, I'm not good at time.
Just about 11 minutes here.
Okay, good. Because this is coming up for a lot of people, okay? So abundance is abundance. So take up some good African music or some belly dance, do some face yoga with me. I'm doing some belly dance moves in the morning and night along with the face yoga. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And it's kind of like, we've all been through so much, and I don't care who you are right now. Many people are not recognizing the extreme stress we're under. Extreme. And so I'm strengthening that we can be strong to the absolute worst and strong to the absolute best. Then when we're swinging in between, I can show you this. My professional color inner. This is the one of the pictures that she did that will be in my thing. And I just have to show this off. This is one of the most beautiful diagrams that I've ever seen. Because I have this beautiful young woman who is like so dedicated to doing her absolute best and staying in the lines and making it as good as she can, because it's coming from her heart and she wants to do a good job. That when people are in that space, then things, shift will happen. Trust me.
That's beautiful.
But, yeah. And so it took me a long, long time to figure out who I could get to hire as a professional color inner that has the right ability to be able to, can you feel it? Like this beautiful, little girls before they're 8, now I think they're 4 and they already are acting like young women. I was very fortunate. I was a tomboy, man. I was climbing trees and I was out with my cousins, my like out and playing tag and like boy stuff. That's the way I was. Yeah. So we're just going to strengthen that for you. Now, just take a deep breath in And I understand, I get that what's coming up is you're taking on your daughter's disappointment and embarrassment. So I've been working on that, like let people deal with their own embarrassment and their own disappointment. It's important. Don't try to protect your daughter from the truth of what happened. And don't blame your daughter or anyone really. What's happening here is people are being faced with fundamental choices and they're making choices. Whether they want to be this way or that way. It's a line that's being drawn. Do you want to be good or bad? Do you want to be strong or weak? Do you want to be evil or good? Or do you want to be like helpful or unhelpful? These are choices that we make every day. And young children in their innocence, unless they're taught by an adult, otherwise choose to do what's in alignment with their inner alignment. What number are you at?
8.
Okay, so you're at a 2. You're going the other way on my scale. But what that means, it's your perception. Olivia, how many minutes do we have left?
Just about 7 here.
Okay, good. All right, because this is what I was writing in my book. It's fundamental that mothers can see a good outcome for their children. And yet at the same time, like if you can't see a beautiful future for your daughter, who's going to see it? I say, I've been married and I've been divorced. And I was married 18 years. And I never planned on it ending or any of that. I took it quite seriously, promising God. I took that very seriously. And at the same time, I recognize, especially when people are doing energy work, it doesn't mean that the relationship wasn't good or that your daughter, I'm getting your daughter, got so much value out of this relationship. And really, I'm getting that what took 10 months to happen would have taken 10 years. Are there any babies involved?
Yeah, there's, not babies. My grandson is 15. My granddaughter graduated last year. She's 18. Yeah.
Okay.
And
so this is really fundamental. 18 is an age when a lot of marriages dissolve because a lot of people get married because they got pregnant. And then the first one is 18. It's kind of like, there's like maybe a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old, but you're like, hey, they're almost grown up now. And people start, maybe I could be this person again or that person again. And I talk about this. Majaya Sati Bhagavati, who is an expert in karma, she identified the karmic space of jealousy. And it is possible, and this is another weakness that you have that lots of people, and when I tune in here, because I'm still working on the weight thing, is that it's not weight. You don't care how much you weigh. You care if you fit in your skinny jeans, right? Like if you weighed 10,000 pounds, like if you weighed 10,000 pounds, but you still looked really hot in those skinny jeans, would you care?
No, if I looked hot, I'd look hot, and that's looking hot.
Okay, so your goal is not to lose weight. Your goal is to make the mass that you have firmer.
Yeah.
So identify your goal. And then you're more likely to achieve it.
I just bought weights. Yeah.
There you go. Well, isn't that funny that people buy more weight and spend more money on weights to let go of weight? Think about it.
Yeah. It's like,
So if you don't label it as good or bad, what's happening to your daughter, I'm getting that what would have happened in typically a 10-year period happened in 1 year. 10 months actually is what's coming up. And good for her.
They were
she figured it out quicker.
They were together 10 years before they married, and they split up 9 months afterwards. He left her for another woman.
10, did you just hear what I said?
Yeah.
10 years ago it was weak. 10 months ago it was weak.
Yeah.
I know. I'm
so
not.
It wouldn't
it's
have
not
mattered
that
anyways.
This was meant to happen. Only she did it really fast. I'm really impressed. If I had managed to learn as much as I learned in 18 years, in 18 months, I should be congratulating myself. Don't you think?
Yep.
Okay, so you should be proud of your daughter.
I am proud of her.
Good. I think we've run out of time now. We've run out of time now. But
thank you,
I just
Colette.
want to thank. Oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome. You have every reason to be proud of your daughter.
Thank you.
Okay. Our daughters don't belong to us. Our daughters are a blessing that we are blessed with, and then we have to learn to let them go. All our children, and we can still love them, but we can still let them go. So this is Colette Marie Stephan. Thank you so much for calling in. I feel that this was really, really good energetic shifting. I'm so excited about the new programs. Thank you for bearing with me. Just lots. I'm learning about computer stuff. We'll see you next Wednesday. Or that will be Karen. We'll see Karen next Wednesday. Bye for now.
You've been listening to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stephan. Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stephan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network as she provides energetic shifts and consistent results in every area of life, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. The Truth is Funny. Visit thetruthisfunny.com for more information. That's thetruthisfunny.com.
Views expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the station, its management, or advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.